going to windshield wipe, extend. If he slides his knee forward, right to there, I'm going to bull rush him, because right now, look, he took away the post. See that post is not there? So when I bull rush him, I've got him. If he puts this leg up, right to here, this hand is going to pull. When I pull and he collapses, I'm going to post. And I'm going to hop over. And then I'm going to set him down and hit him. So once we use that cross club, we have a block shot, reshot. We can circle him down into a cement job. We can cement job extending him or bull rush him. If he posts off that far leg, all we do is we step back. Instead of windshield wiping and pulling him this way, we're going to step the other one back, and this hand's going to pull. The hip collapses. Post, step over, get those hips in. And in MMA, you do the same thing. You just come up to here, when you step over, it's called an instant tap, because they instantly choke the shit out of you. That's illegal. Do not teach your guys that. Make sure you tell them, do not do that, because you'll get caught. All right. Now, what happens if somebody gets your kid in a cement job situation? It's a very uncomfortable position for a lot of high school kids. It's like, oh my God, my coach, he had my chin, he had that arm threaded, and I threw something I could do. Bullshit. If ever I feel a guy has my chin and he's got this, I am going to drop his forearm, and then I'm going to spin out into either a quarter Nelson or a roll through. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's say he's got my chin, he's got this needle thread. I'm going to catch the tricep. I'm going to drop here. Now, right now, he's got my head nice and tight. When I drop my forearm to the mat right here, and I'm going to rip this, I come right to a quarter Nelson, and then I can bump him right here, and get him this way. Right here. All right? If the guy is real, I'll do that again first. All right? So, I'm going to drop to that forearm, and I am going to hold this, push that hand on the back of the head, grab my hand right at the wrist. All right? Or use my hand to grab the wrist. And then I'm going to bump into him, and then stick my elbow over the top. I always try to kick the elbows forward, because here, if you get the elbows up in front of his chest, it's harder for them to bridge right here, right? And it's easy to pin down. If you go to do this, and this guy is very smart, very experienced, chances are he's going to want to tee off with me. I'll show you what I mean by tee off. Then I'll show you. So, if I come in here, and I get this right here, right here. If I get to here, oh, I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the chin. And a lot of guys don't get all the way up. So if you're not fast enough here, here's where he's going to tee off. So he's going to tee off with me right here, and then you're going to be like, oh man, that was so bad. All right? So, if you go to drop right to here, I grab the head, and what I'm going to do is a roll through. But see how my hip is down? If he lifts his head up, he might possibly get me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my hand is on the back of his head here, so I can wait the wide strength for him when I have his chin. And then I'm going to roll him through, and then I still have him. All right? So, I'm going to drop. I'm going to catch that chin, hand on the back of that head, right here. I'm rolling through, and now I've got his hand. All right? Set on it on the post, and you've got a nice easy pen. All right? Anybody's got a question? Feel free to ask. Oh, all right. We've got the same thing into a front headlock. All right. Now, here's another thing. A lot of guys wonder about. We had state practices last year, and we had two returning state champs that were working out in the room that day. And both guys with an underhook were circling in front of the guy to get the front headlock. They were coming out here. To me, if they come in here and the guy's chasing this level, he's asking to get taken down. If you ever have an underhook, you want his head underneath his arm. You don't want to reach your arm up over. Remember, you got no chance, you got no chance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle away from his head and try and get his head to pull underneath my armpit. So thank you. Now I'm not putting myself in danger of him shooting on me. Well, what Bernie and Ernie were doing, and I don't know how they won the stage, doing this shit like here, I feel like if he got his hips in, he'd just get me for a nasty rub. Right? So you circle into here to get his head to go underneath your armpit. Once you've got that head underneath your armpit here, a lot of guys prefer to get a front headlock. My thing I like to do is I like to pull and circle. Now I have a cradle. Right? I think it's much easier to do from the feet than it is once you've got them on the knees. I know a lot of guys do front headlocks, do cradles, but if I get this cross up right here, and I've got this, I'm going to pull this down, and I don't even have to worry about getting his arm out if I don't want. If I step to the side, I just brought his head to his knee. Right? Now, I can take pull. So whether you have the cement job situation here, like right there, or you have the front headlock, if you circle right to there, it makes it an easy exchange. Now, when I do a front headlock to a cradle, here's my favorite. I catch his chin, I go around the leg, and I hook the elbow joint. So I have the chin, and I have the elbow joint, instead of locking my hands. Now when I get into here, and I clamp down, I've got, if I want to come over chest to chest, it's easier for me. Because if you look, my hands are out here. I am not blowing myself up to the point that what if he gets all the way over me. If I have his elbow joint with this hand, and I have the chin, he tries to roll through, it's a lot harder for him to roll through. Right there. Boom. I've got him. But if I take because I can use my elbow, but if I take this and put it deeper and then he kicks, my elbow is no longer there as a post, and then I'll get rolled through.
Can you use your head as a post?
I can use my head as a post, but watch, once I'm in here, and I've got this guy right here, I use my elbow, and then head, my knee, and my head. But the second I put my arm deeper, I'm on my shoulder. So now I'm on my head and my knee, and if he turns into me, he can still turn me. So it's not like a true post, because as he's kicking through, the pressure is going from the head to the elbow to the knee. And it's really hard. I take this way, he gets the head now and starts going around. That elbow is really, really important to have so he can't swing his weight all the way around. Does that make sense? All right?
Can you do that once over?
Sure can. So, once, my setup room, the crossbar right is here. I'm just going to step to the side. And here's another thing that is really, really important. A lot of kids reach for the knee separator. Make sure it's always elbow deep. So by getting elbow deep, you're 100 times stronger here than you are here. Because it's almost his leg strength against your arm strength. And the leg is 4 times stronger than your arms. Right? The hips are 4 times stronger than the legs. And just so you know, your daughter mother, it's like 10 times stronger than all. It's so powerful. Alright? So, when I cross clubs and I circle, I'm elbow deep, hands right here. Now, all I need to do is I'm stepping and I'm pulling this elbow. He's got no post right here. He can't post with that right hand because I have it. And then I have him. And it's easier chest to chest. Most kids, when they lock their hands, they try to post up their head. And then that's almost like you're encouraging them to go through. Does that make sense? Unless the guy's really, really good. Like I can get away with it. A lot of the high level guys can get away with it because it's their natural reaction. But you're dealing, most of you guys are dealing with high school kids, right? Yeah, they might not understand all the little things that we might, or a college kid might, or an Olympic guy might. You know? And I can't expect them to be me. So I need to teach them the most effective and safest way to get that pin. Alright? Now, we're back to that front headlock. Alright, here I've got this front headlock. Once I get them down to the ground, here's something I want you to think of. There's a lot of coaches that say, take your shoulder, you push it right there, and lift the elbows. I say it all the time. Alright? They say, drive that shoulder and pick up that elbow. Here's the thing. I would put myself in that position all the time. I never would let a guy take my elbow off the mat. So I would get my weight over it. Because I didn't want to pick my arm up and start raising the shit out of my shoulder. That shit hurts. Right? So, what I'm going to do, if I want his head and his arm next to each other, let's say he puts all his weight on his hands. All his weight on his arm. Hey. Hey. Freaking cheater, he stole! No. His arms, he has all this weight on it. So what I want to do, there is something that's not buckled down. So, since I can't bring the arm to the head, I'm going to take the sharp bone down from the thumb, and I'm going to block the tricep, and I'm going to pull the head to the arm. Now, I've got his head and arm together. So I pull the head to the arm, and now I have his head and arm. I can't count how many times I see Coach Joe. Drive that shoulder to the back and lift that arm. No. Circle the head to the arm. That's the basics of my book. When I say back to basics, I'm trying to teach you basics that will make all the other shit work. Alright? So, I pull the head to the arm. Once I've got this, it's almost like I karate chop that tricep, I pull the head to it, and now I've got it nice and tight. So once I got this nice and tight, I might want to bump and jump if there's a couple seconds left in the match. If there's a couple seconds left in the match. Or period. But, what's the ultimate in the sport of wrestling? Do what? Okay, well then, let's get the job done. Because here's my thing. In New York, you're lucky you have 14 weights. We have 15. So I have to stay there longer than you. Alright? Practices are one thing. I'm trying to prepare them for the matches so we can make the matches a lot shorter than the freaking practices. Alright? Isn't that another one of your goals? Get the hell out of Dodge. Alright? So, when I'm in here, I want to pull the head to the arm, I lift it up, and when I bump right here, I'm going to come right over here, and I'm going to step right to there. Is that right? Good talk. Alright? So, get this. I pull the head to the arm, I'm going to lift it up, I'm going to bump. Now, I can catch the triceps and get my hips in and step, or I can just come across. You can't come across the throat here and then do it, because this is illegal. Alright? And if I put my hips into the mat, they give them that kick out of me. So you have to put your hand in front of the, you have to put it like on this pec here to keep it legal here. And you just don't land on that side, isn't it? But it's not a submission. So if you want to keep it legal, put your hand here, put it up there, because it won't be able to breathe, and then the ref might stop it. Then you won't get the pin. Alright? So what I'm doing is I'm lifting it up. And sometimes you lift it up and you'll be like, there's a leg. That's fine. Take the leg. So when I got this in here, he's like, oh, I want that leg. Take the leg. else is doing it now. All right? Your question?
We can't see where you got the triceps or?
Well, when I'm initially doing it, I'm karate chopping the tricep. I'm putting the head to the arm. So I have his head and arm trapped in a very little small space. Then I'm going to lift it up to my hip. If he wants to grab the leg, go ahead. If it comforts you as you're getting pinned. Right? Then when I bump him, I'm going to step over. And then I'm just going to get my head. So, here, if I'm going to comfort him like a pacifier, I'm going to bump him. And I'm going to step over. Alright? Pretty simple. Now, another thing I like to own is my head. Once I get it here, I do have a cardinal rule. My cardinal rule is to never, ever, ever grab his tricep. Why? Why? Drag out all day. Because he'll start to drag all day. So, never grab his tricep unless you have an easy day. So, if I go that head to the arm, boom. I never grab that tricep unless I have a thigh bar. The reason I've got that thigh bar is I come in, I get this tricep and I'm in here. I have the tricep, but I have the thigh bar so he can't sucker drag. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump him right in here, and then I'm going to try to get my chest in front of his chest. And now when I take him, see how my body is over his tricep right in here? It's just like breathing, bridging, telling the ref is not an option. So if you have an evil plan, you can catch that tricep. But if you catch that tricep without putting that arm inside the thigh bar, you're asking to get sucker drag. All right? So I tell my guy to never have an evil plan. If you're going to put that in there and bump him and then pin him, we're all good. All right? And he'll feel the second you get that in. I think, oh shit, something. All right? So I'm going to pull his head right here. And once I got this tricep, I got my hand inside the thigh. Then I'm going to step up and I'm going to blast him. And I'm going to try and get chest to chest. If I can pick up that bottom leg right in here, that's great. If you want to step over and do a twist donut, you can pin him that way. If you want to slide up here and hip grab his ass, you can do that. I always tell my guys, I do not care how you pin the guy. As long as they pin him, we have no issue. It's when they don't. We don't have that until. And I'm big on, if anybody gets attacked without my permission, you screwed the whole team. You are the wuss of the team. Seriously. We're in a dual meet, it might be close, and you're attacking this guy? What are you kidding me? That point can be the crucial point of us winning. Nobody like, whoa, he lost. He couldn't beat the guy. You could have pinned him. You need to be smarter. So if you can take a guy, chances are you can pin him. Alright? And by the way, I would like to make a public apology to all you guys out there for the tech fall rule. Does anybody know why there was a tech fall rule? Well, at the NCAAs my senior year, I'm on the scoreboard. My closest match was 32-4. When I got to the table, it said 30-4. When they put it up on the wall chart, they put 28-4. Somehow I got screwed there 4 points. Maybe that's what it was. That year, Freestyle National, my first 5 matches, 72-12, 63-13, 72-2 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. They screwed me, called the guy pinned, he wasn't pinned. But I was trying to argue the fact. That was the first time we even thought about it. I was going to try and get 100. And next it was like 49-6, 36-6. That year at the World Cup, first match, not the national, but the Continental Championship, at the end of the first period, 3 periods, at the end of the first period, she goes 43-0. Second match, I'm national champ from Japan. He took me down for one. Freestyle. Pissed me off. At the end of the first period, it's 35-1. The next match against Canadian was third in the world that year. He took me down for one. At the end of the first period, it was 45-1. That year, at the International Olympic Rules meeting, the Russians went nuts on the president of the field on the Mount Hercegon and saying, G-Mills bullshit, 15 points finish. And they made a freaking tech thing. I apologize. Anyway, I like to get warmed up before I pay people, but it was kind of tough when they wouldn't listen. It just kind of sucks. You just start to get warmed up and then you can't play them. All right. Now, if a guy has, I did that one thing off the cement job. I forgot this one. If a guy gets a cement job situation on me, if I get on my toes and I start to circle, chances are the guy's going to come up to his feet. When he does, watch what happens when I step left. I step left, try. Right? Just simple timing. I step left. As I step left, I drop. If he's got a front headlock on me, right here, I get up high, I start to circle. As I circle, boom, I have the same thing. What happens is when he circles with you and you start to drag it, traps all the way down that far heel. Did I muffle you there? No, are you sure? It's all positioning. So you want to take advantage of it. All I'm doing is, and then they fall on their ass. Alright? Another thing I like to do. First of all, probably 99% of the time I got front headlock was by design. I remember I'd beaten him to be a one champ twice. I had wrestled the third time, and I remember we were down in Norman, Oklahoma, USA versus Russia, and I had to wrestle him like the third time in 12 months or whatever. And I remember before the match, the Russian coach was like, I'm sitting on the other side of the mat and I'm laughing my freaking balls off. Oh my God, he thinks he's going to counter my set grab. So anyway,